Hi there, this is Andrew from Gilliland Law. So what can happen without a standalone retirement trust? So let's just briefly say a standalone retirement trust is used for an IRA. You would make the trust the beneficiary of the IRA. Most, as we know, when we fill out our forms, right, we have to put down a primary beneficiary and a secondary beneficiary. Okay, in this case, what we're saying is the trust then becomes the beneficiary. It is not part of your revocable living trust. It is a completely separate standalone retirement trust, and it deals specifically with retirement accounts, in particular IRAs. So in this scenario here, let's just say there's $300,000 in a retirement account with 3 children. So we got 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Well, the first thing they're going to have to do is pull the taxes out. Right? Okay, that's never any good because now they're each going to have to, if they want to use any of it, they have to pull it out. In this scenario, let's say they pull out 100,000. We're going to assume across the board they're paying a third of that in taxes. So they're each going to pay 33,000. So now instead of 100,000 inheritance, that's there, but they couldn't get at it. Now they're going to have to only have $67,000 inheritance. So we'll go child number 1, the far left there. Child number 1 pulls the money out and buys a used Ferrari. I would think more of a BMW, but for this point, I'll just say Ferrari. Child 1 gets hit with a big income tax bill for cashing out the retirement account, and child 1 has no asset protection for the vehicle, right? Creditors or divorcing spouses can seize it. Grandchildren would inherit nothing. All right, child number 2 here. Child number 2 is in debt and files for bankruptcy. According to Clark v. Ramaker, a 2014 Supreme Court case, the bankruptcy court can seize 100% of that inherited retirement account. Then child 2 gets hit with a big income tax bill, and the grandchildren inherit nothing. All right, child 3 gets divorced after inheriting the money. Divorce court takes control of the retirement account assets and divides it any way the court wants to, including possibly 100% to the divorcing spouse, depending on the financial situations. Grandchildren might inherit nothing, but it depends on the whims of the ex-spouse. So that's what can happen without a standalone retirement account. Everything could go away really quickly. And I know these are saying, well, these are extreme scenarios, but child number 2, there's hundreds of thousands of bankruptcies filed. Okay, there's also millions of lawsuits, and that inherited IRA is an easy target. Child number 1, oftentimes we say Ferrari here or BMW, but it could be anything, right? Maybe they just want to take a vacation, who knows? And then getting divorced, unfortunately, most marriages end up in divorce, especially when you start getting into second and third marriages. How a standalone retirement account, an SRT, would fix this problem. So let's look at this. So we have the $300,000, it all goes into the trust. So some of the benefits up in the upper right there is that it provides creditor protection for the beneficiaries, maximizes the investment, and saves taxes with full stretch out. All right, so we're going child number 1. Again, inherits $100,000. Because child 1 was a spendthrift, meaning like to spend lots of money, the trust has someone else named as the trustee, not the child. The child asks for the money to buy the Ferrari or BMW or whatever it is, but the trustee instead stretches out the retirement account to provide distributions for needs, not wants, for the remainder of child 1's lifetime while minimizing income taxes and maximizing investment returns. And the grandchildren inherit pursuant to the terms of the trust. So think about that. You have somebody else making the decision so they can protect themselves from themselves. All right, child number 2, again, starts at $100,000, files for bankruptcy. Because the IRA is in a trust, it's protected. Bankruptcy court gets 0% of the retirement account assets. Again, no tax hit, right? Grandchildren inherit pursuant to the terms of the trust, or whatever you want to put in there. All right, let's look at child number 3. Gets divorced after inheriting the money. Because the retirement account is in a trust, divorcing spouse gets 0. Grandchildren inherit pursuant to the terms of the trust and not at the whims of the former spouse. And so I want you to think about this, and this will end on here. If the same 100,000 were left in a trust for a 7-year-old grandchild, the lifetime value of the distributions could be $2.4 million because of the longer stretch out. That's the benefit of a standalone retirement trust. And if you would like to know more about it and see if it's right for you, you can reach out to me at andrew@gillilandlaw.com. Okay, you can call me on any of my numbers. My website is www.gillilandlaw. We'd love to work with you.